From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Fairbanks Police Department has confirmed a bicycle versus motor vehicle accident near the Fort Wainwright Gate on Airport Way.
Now, details are sketchy as of news time, but traffic was said to be backed up, but moving again. Officials are still asking motorists to avoid the area.
Of course, we'll have more details as they become available on that accident.
Other breaking news this evening, board members with the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District have confirmed that other employees with the district have been placed on administrative leave in connection with the ongoing investigation of Hutchinson High School tutor Claude Folks. Details of how many employees and their names are not being released. However, the action stemmed from an internal investigation of how the district handled prior claims of inappropriate behaviors reportedly demonstrated by Folks. A preliminary investigation showed numerous claims were filed against Folks dating back to 2008.
Now, the board unanimously voted to terminate Superintendent Pete Lewis in connection with this investigation.
The News Center will have more details on this case tomorrow. And in other news this evening, the stabbing death, the mayor of the city of Fairbanks has released a statement regarding recent findings in the case of the Fairbanks Four. Now, earlier this month, Bill Oberly with the Alaska Innocence Project filed documents showing knowledge of a murder confession made by William Holmes was given to Fairbanks Police Department as early as 2011. Inside those documents, claims are made that law enforcement did not document or acknowledge the confession by Holmes to a prison guard in California. Today, Mayor John Eberhardt released a statement saying, quote, "I have confidence in our police department. However, when mistakes are made, we must take responsibility for them. I am disappointed that the police department did not promptly further investigate this matter. The truth is what must come out of this review for the men incarcerated and for John Hartman," end quote.
The stabbing death of Fairbanks woman Mahogany Davis has reached its 12-year mark and remains unsolved. We sat down with the lead detective on the case and filed this report. Detective Scott Adams with the Fairbanks Police Department says he is the third assigned to the now 12-year-old murder case of Fairbanks woman Mahogany Davis. He says there are aspects of the case that stand out to him still to this day.
Now, the unusual aspect of it was, it seemed pretty clear that something happened inside of her house, but she was found outside of her house. I think the information we had is she walked, staggered, stumbled out of her house, and then was seen by a passerby.
Years later, the public still discusses one key element to the case. Davis was reportedly able to make a statement to authorities before she died.
If she did or did not say something to somebody is something we really can't confirm, or deny, basically. Because if something like that happened, can't say if it did or didn't, that would be an incredibly crucial element to investigation that probably only two people would know what would have been said if something was said, her and whoever did this.
Davis's ex-boyfriend and father to her baby, William Holmes, has a long-standing history of drugs and violence, including murder convictions in which he is currently imprisoned for. Recently, he implicated himself in a group of friends who were also associates of Mahogany in the 1997 murder of John Hartman. Police say he has been on their radar.
We know that he's involved in these kind of things. We knew his name. And plus she was in a relationship with him. They have a child together. Any other people that she had been in a relationship with and had a child together, we're also going to look at. But you have to look and see, was there anything current going on at that time? Was there any issues going on at that time? Who had a motive at that time to do something like this?
Detective Adams says as time grows longer, the leads and information do grow further, but it's still crucial that any information be brought directly to them.
And sometimes people think, well, the police already know that. Well, we might not. And sometimes a little piece that you go, it's not important, it might be the little piece that unlocks us to the next little piece, to the next little piece, and then we find the big pieces. So, every little piece can help.
This is Stephanie Woodard reporting.
Senator Lisa Murkowski today pressed the top scientists in the Department of Defense for the latest data connected to their Assured Arctic Awareness Initiative being conducted by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. Murkowski said she was impressed by the DARPA work being done and reminded the director that this is a matter of national importance. The director of DARPA said that the Arctic must be a national priority.
I'm hoping that you're getting some early indication of good value coming out of that, and again, that you're really committed in moving forward in this initiative that I think is critically important.
The Navy's got its hands full with the oceans that we already know, and a whole new ocean is appearing before our eyes in the Arctic, and the conditions there are very interesting, dynamic, and challenging, and I too am looking forward to seeing what we're going to learn.
All right, when we come back this week, several agencies are hosting outdoor days to share outdoor-related occupations.
Makes sense. Also, the old Castle restaurant building near Fred Meyer's West on Airport Way is being torn down to make way for a new retail store. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. This year's first run of the Pacific Air Force's premier air combat exercise, Red Flag Alaska, started May 8th and runs until the 23rd. It's the first of 4 such exercises planned for this calendar year and has participants from the U.S. Air Force, Navy and Army, and the Republic of Singapore. 11 different types of aircraft, including jets and helicopters, are being used in the training. The exercises are conducted in the Joint Pacific Alaska Range Complex, or JPARC, the largest training range in America at more than 65,000 square miles.
While most students are still in the classroom, 6th graders have been spending most of their time outside. This week, several agencies are hosting outdoor days to share outdoor-related occupations. There are 6 stations on UAF ski trails, and students spend all day learning about science professions, camping skills, and firefighting. Organizers say they have scheduled about 700 kids to participate, learn about future careers.
So if somebody meets an archaeologist and does an archaeology activity, that might really spark them to pursue that career. So that's part of it, is just to let them know everything that's out there in the career field of science and what can be offered to them.
The UA Museum of the North will unveil a new special exhibit this weekend called Arctic Odyssey, and it's about the Sikuliaq research vessel. The public can explore models of the ship and its research capabilities using interactive presentations. Sikuliaq is a Inupiaq word that means young sea ice, and the boat will allow scientists to journey to the ice-choked waters of Alaska and polar regions. The special exhibit opens Saturday, and organizers say they have great interactive demonstrations.
We have a very talented group of exhibit designers and producers that have created all these interactive experiences from scratch. It's all built in-house by our local expertise, so hopefully people will come and see it.
The old Castle restaurant building near Fred Meyer's West on Airport Way is being torn down to make way for a new retail store. Construction crews were demolishing the building to make room for a new Walgreens store. The Chicago-based retailer is planning to build a second Fairbanks store on the Old Stees Highway. There are already 7 Walgreens stores in the state and over 8,700 of them in the U.S. and its territories.
Fairbanks is a military-friendly town, and an event earlier this week showed how the community supports its soldiers. Monty Bowen has details in this week's military report.
A Fort Wainwright program that helps out single soldiers is getting a financial boost thanks to a local Fairbanks business. Tubby's Restaurant raised the money this week through a military appreciation luncheon. Restaurant owner Ryan Bush handed a $2,045 check to Better Opportunity of Single Soldiers President David Freer.
We had well over 450 customers through the door yesterday that came and take advantage of the $5 pulled pork sandwich to help support the military. So, you know, when you're talking about those kind of numbers, the funds add up pretty quick.
The BOSS program helps to support the overall quality of life for single soldiers serving at the post. They also provide special counseling and plan recreational activities for unaccompanied soldiers coming home from deployments.
It's awesome and it's fantastic that they're doing their part for not just single soldiers but military, because to the Army some single soldiers are geo bachelors and they themselves have kids or families away from them, but to the Army that is single. So it's great that they're stepping forward and doing their part to take care of military even when they don't have to.
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
All right, Joe's waiting in the wings for sports, and so I'm going to do a horrible impression of him as we go into the sports team.
Make sure you do like this.
News today coming out of the NAHL regarding another division realignment for next season, and Joe Cook has the info next in sports.
Here, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Plus, a feature on 2-person track team and high school sports and highlights. We love you, Joe.
Stay tuned.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook back in the sports seat for you to get you over the hump with some sports. The Ice Dogs won the NAHL Robertson Cup this past weekend. Today, the league announced division realignment for the 2014-2015 season. Most notably, the Wenatchee Wild will move from the Midwest to join the South Division. The South will be the largest in the NA with 8 teams. Amarillo, Topeka, Corpus Christi, Lone Star, Odessa, Rio Grande, Wichita Falls, and now Wenatchee will make up the South. The Port Huron Fighting Falcons will move to Connellsville, Pennsylvania, and will become the Keystone Ice Miners in the North Division. The Midwest Division will be Fairbanks, Minnesota Wilderness, and the Magicians, and the Kenai River Brown Bears and Coulee Region Chill. For the full breakdown of the divisions, go to the link on the webcenter11.com story. Now, head coach Trevor Stewart will be back for a 4th season as the Fairbanks bench boss. He's in Anaheim for the Ice Dogs Prospects Camp this weekend, while assistant coach Paul Kirkland is conducting one in Indianapolis this weekend as well. They will try to reload the team for another title run. 9 players will move on: Kyle Lee, Taylor Munson, Nick Hens, Colton Walter, Kevin Aldridge, Brett Gervais, Doogie Legrone, and Doug Rose, and also Jake Bushy. But 13 or 14 returners could be back for the Ice Dogs for the 2014-2015 season. Now we highlight the smallest high school track team in the interior. A duo from F.E. Cochran Charter School are making heads turn at track meets. Here's more. Usually at high school track meets, teams have a number of athletes representing their schools. Well, in the 1-2-3A division, F.E. Cochran's first track and field team is only 2 guys. Seniors Calvin Ambrose and Dejor Reed are the F.E. Cochran Warriors track and field team. Both transferred from Lathrop as juniors. Ambrose was the catalyst to start this team, which he hopes will continue after graduation.
I really enjoy the sport. It's great to get out here and run and compete. And I wanted to represent Effie too, because I was talking to the principal, Linda Evans, about it, and she said that they had never had a track team before, and I saw it as a great opportunity to start something up that could be, followed up on by the younger kids that are coming through.
Ambrose has been the lone FE athlete for most of the season, but he convinced Reed to partner with him after a meet. The pair get some interesting reactions during competitions.
They just say that's it, and ask us if we go to Eielson or something like that. They don't know what team we are with or anything. They're surprised that there's only 2 people from FE running track.
Ambrose competes in the high, triple, and long jumps and runs the 100 and 200. He is ranked first in 1-2-3A in the triple jump, and he placed higher than Valdez and Hutch in the first track meet of the year by himself. Reed also runs the 100 and 200, but his specialty is the long jump. He's been 3rd twice this season. The former Malamutes have been able to practice with Lathrop this year. Head coach Jeff Hebert welcomed them with no problem.
And they, came to us and wanted to know if our coaching staff would be willing to work with them, and we said sure, absolutely. We always want to create opportunities for kids to participate in track and field, and they've been very successful this year. They've been working hard.
The coaches here are pretty great. They don't have me doing busy work. They're doing stuff that's going to really help me progress as an athlete.
And some talk of starting a cross-country team next year for F.E. Cochran, but these 2 Warriors hope to start what could be the beginnings of a successful track and field program for F.E. Cochran. They will travel to Sioux Valley for the 1-2-3A regional meet this weekend.
We want to place as highest as we can, show a name for FE for the only 2 people that are there.
And good luck to the F.E. Cochran kids. Now, a big matchup last night at Arco Field in high school baseball. Lathrop and West Valley, it was a close game throughout, players making plays at the plate. It was tied 2-2 until the bottom of the 6th, where Evan Wilkin, he hits a 2-run double. The Malamutes get some breathing room, the 4th spot in the inning. West Valley tried to rally after a double play to end the 6th. They got an RBI single from Tyler Chrisman, but the Malamutes got the 3 tough outs to end the rally and win 6-3 over West Valley, handing the Wolfpack their first loss of the year. West Valley is now 5-1 overall and 3-1 in the MAC. Lathrop improves to 6-1 and 2-0 in the MAC. And a close game at the South Davis Fields between the Malamutes and Wolfpack. Lathrop was up 4-1 in the 4th, but West Valley got 2 runs to pull within 1 to end the inning. Cheyenne Hendry was a perfect 3-for-3 with 2 RBIs for the Wolfpack, but Lathrop closed out on defense. Selena Maxwell was key in getting the last 2 outs for Lathrop. She went 2-for-3 with an RBI. She even got dirty to get those outs. Casey Duffield allowed 7 hits, but struck out 10, and Lathrop holds on for a 4-3 win over West Valley. Lathrop is 7-3 and 4-0 in the Rail Belt, and West Valley drops to 2-2 in conference and 7-2 overall. In high school boys soccer last night as well at Aldridge Field, the Hutchinson Hawks rolled against Monroe. They led 5-0 at the half. Monroe got some offense in the second half, but Hutch wins this one 8-2. Garrett Nickel and Spencer Johnston both scored twice for the Hawks. Garrett Garrett scored both goals for Monroe in the loss. Also last night in girls soccer, Lathrop continues to win. This time, Carly Fitzgerald, she went crazy, scoring 7 goals, most of them from distance against Allison. Lathrop wins 8-0. Savannah Garrett had 3 assists, while Song Ebbison scored the other goal for Lathrop. Michaela Triplehorn, she gets her 7th shutout of the year, and Lathrop is now 7-0-2 overall and 4-0-2 in the MAC. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, Mike Schultz with you once again. Time to take a look at our weather and a beautiful day across the interior. Lots of sunshine. We're looking at temperatures, like I said, close to 70 degrees by Friday. A little cooler over the weekend, but still things look pretty good. Now our weather picture, and it's this guy over my shoulder here that's looking at us. This is actually a photograph captured by Daniel Sladen. And it's we'll call it springtime moose because it's one of the moose that he was out in his backyard chomping away. And if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to us at photos@ktvf11.com, and we will share it with the rest of the audience. What's going on at the airport right now? 61 after a high of 62. The low last night, a very chilly 30 degrees. Maybe it killed some mosquitoes. We'll keep our fingers crossed. 80, the record high in 1915, 21 in 1913, sunrise and sunset, about 18 hours and 42 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Our satellite and radar once again showing no clouds across the interior, lots of sunshine, high pressure really becoming the dominant feature. Across the rest of the state, you can see things looking pretty good. A little shower activity around Ketchikan, otherwise lots of sunshine across much of the state. A little moisture falling across the Nome area in the form of rain and snow shower activity, clouds around the Barrow area. Lower 48 weather, storms moving across the deep south. Those are bringing some pretty hefty thunderstorms with them. Otherwise, high pressure continues across the western half of the country. You can see the jet stream taking a way down south deep dive and then moving rapidly back up. And all that moisture being caught in the middle of that trough is helping to develop the thunderstorms and showers. This weekend, it looks like things are going to flatten out a little bit. Still hot over the southwest, cool over the Great Lakes, and some rain over the northwest. And again, hot temperatures will continue tomorrow. 100 degrees in Los Angeles, 105 degrees in Paso Robles, and Fresno 104 degrees. Okay, well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Looks like light snow expected in Barrow. Rain showers for Nome, a few clouds at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at, for the most part, sunshine all around for Fairbanks and Delta, and also Healy. And over the southeastern sections, a little rain scattered, and then just becoming mainly scattered clouds by afternoon for Juneau and Ketchikan. To the southwest we go. We'll be looking at mostly sunny skies in Bethel and Kodiak, and partly cloudy skies at Cold Bay. While over the south central section, sunny skies across the region. Valdez could see some gusty winds. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. All this week we've been talking with the kids from Weller Elementary School. Here's a young man with a question for me for tonight.
I'm Grant from Mr. Kraska's 5th grade class at Weller Elementary. My question is, has there ever been a hurricane in Alaska?
Well, we haven't had any hurricanes in Alaska per se, but we had winds of hurricane force. Like in November, the winds were clocked to 75 miles an hour, and the winds have been stronger than that in other portions of Alaska. But hurricanes rely on warm water, and not any warm water around the Alaska area. But like I said, we can get strong forced winds that are almost equal to hurricane. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our weather. And next week, the final segment will be with Nordale Elementary School. But tomorrow night, we'll have the teacher from Weller talking to us about a weather fact. All right, here's your forecast for the allergy report. As you can see, trees are once again very high, and medium levels for mold. Otherwise, weeds and grass are at low levels. That's pretty good. Your forecast for the remainder of the night, skies mostly clear with winds slowly diminishing, 34 for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast looking like 62 degrees. We could even go higher if the winds cool off, and temperatures with less wind will mean obviously less warmer air coming in. And the extended forecasts for right on through the 5-day period, warming up a little bit on Friday, then cooling back down again over the weekend, but still nothing that is not bad for this time of year, right around where the temperature should be this time of year. And overnight lows will also be right around 40 degrees after topping out at 45 for Saturday night. So all in all, pretty good.
Cool.
All right, thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. That's always nice to hear.
Yeah.
Before we go, we want to remind you KTVF and Bailey's Furniture are teaming up for a Spring Dream giveaway where you can win a furniture package from Bailey's valued at $2,500.
Tune in to the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center final for the first half of a mystery word. Then visit Bailey's Furniture for the second half and complete your entry for your chance to win.
All right, Mike, give them the mystery word.
The mystery word today is entertainment.
Entertainment.
I wonder what that means.
Entertainment. I wonder what the second word
Go on
to
down
that
to
would be.
Bailey's and put your guess in.
Yeah, you gotta
think.
go down there to do that. Okay, that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
All right, that's it. From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you come back at 11, but until then, have a great night.
Good night.